Tired of struggling with money? Want to control your finance and get rich? Well, you're in the right place. In today's video, we dive into top 7 frugal lifestyle tips from Dave Ramsey. He has helped millions escape debt and become financially independent. And now you can. 1. Save $1,000. Saving $1,000 is a surprisingly smooth endeavor that many people can deal with within 30 days. Consistent with Dave Ramsey, this frugal living tip isn't always designed to be the entry of your emergency fund, but as a substitute acts as a buffer so that manner you may address emergencies greater without problems. The fact is that there is constantly going to be hard financial times, so being prepared with cash handy to fight the world's emergencies will let you to avoid extreme financial turmoil and a mountain of pressure. 2. The Debt Snowball. Dave Ramsey says that paying off debt out is arguably the most important for the living tip, and it should be the first issue which you need to do while gaining knowledge of to save money and construct wealth. He came up with a wonderful system known as the Debt Snowball. The way that it works is that you organize your debts from largest to smallest. As an example, your largest debt is likely your house, followed by your car, and let's say your smallest debt is your credit card. Once your debts are organized, you immediately attack the smallest debt and pay it off as quickly as possible, and while you continue doing this, you end up getting to the major expenses like your home, which will end up likely taking off many years before it's paid off. 3. Save at least 3 to 6 months expenses for an emergency fund. After you've cleared out the majority of your debts, Dave Ramsey recommends that developing a proper emergency fund is the next best tip for frugal living. The amount of money that you should have in your emergency fund savings should end up covering the general expenses of life for at least 3 to 6 months. This way, you're able to withstand any financial hit that may come, and you don't have to fall back into debt and continue living the life that you want to lead. 4. 15% of your income for growth. As most of your debts are now paid off and the emergency funds are finally set up, save at least 15% of your income into place in tip 4. However, how you're going to place your funds into proper places is very important. For example, if your retirement funds are not fully invested in, this would be the first thing to do. If you have full retirement accounts and have consistently had the maximum amount you can have every year, then the next best place for your funds would end up being good growth and mutual fund stock. You can simply find tons of app websites out there that have different professional investors who can help you place your money in the best growth stocks and mutual funds, so that way you can watch it grow. Alright, before going to tip number 5, I hope you're finding this video useful so far. If you're digging the tips and tricks, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who might also benefit from this advice. And while you're at it, consider subscribing to the channel for more money-saving hacks and budget-friendly ideas. We're building a community of smart savers here, so let's grow together. 5. Save for children's college. One of the largest expenses that anybody can have if they're out prepared is student loans. Too many kids who get into college unfortunately are not financially prepared to deal with the huge payments incurred because of it. So, states Dave Ramsey, one of the top frugal living tips you can follow and make sure of is that you save up money for college in the name of your children. The first important thing to take into consideration is how old your children are. Are they just about to get into college, or are you still pregnant with your child? If your kids wants to get into college and they're just about ready to get in the following year, you're going to have to save a lot more aggressively. If your child hasn't been born yet, then you can take your time and save slowly. He also says that if your children can't pay for the college fees, then don't let them go to college. The huge payments that come with that are going to give them a deal to wrestle with for many decades, and this is simply not frugal. 6. Pay off your home. Now, here is a huge debt that any person has to pay, a mortgage. These often take several years to pay off. But when you can pay your home off entirely, you're knocking at the door of financial freedom, according to Dave Ramsey. One living tip basically comes down to focusing on paying off your home as quickly as possible. Through the statistics, an amort household can strictly follow trying to pay off their home, as well as other 5 frugal living tips he recommends. We will pay it off in about 7 to 8 years. Needlessly to say, all this may sound absolutely insane. With proper dedication and commitment, it can be done. 7. Build wealth and give. It's one thing to build wealth by having good frugal habits, but being frugal doesn't always equate to saving or keeping money. In fact, being too stingy might actually hamper your ability to save and cause you to spend more. For instance, let's say that you're constantly refusing the need to have an item. You may then end up buy a whole lot more than you need. This is a very common effect with people who are trying to follow diets too strictly. They end up eating more than they previously did. Another example could be strained relationships with your kids. For example, if you give your kids cheap gifts or just avoid giving them any at all with all the money you got from being miserly, then you defeat the purpose of frugal living. Being frugal means learning how to save, but also how and when to give and be generous with yourself and others. Well guys, that's all for today. Please give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and don't forget to subscribe for more money hacks. Catch you all next time.